welcome to this video. Today we are going to analyze an interesting topic. First of all, try to guess what is the topic that we are going to see today. Look at the image and try to guess. Did you guess? Today we're going to talk about experiments. Experiments are immersed in our daily life. We are experimenting every day. So this is a topic for third grade in secondary school. The social practice of the language of this topic is the following. Interpret and write instructions to the simple experiment. And expected learning, select instructions and value the content and structure. Interpret instructions, write instructions. And this is our product. At the end of this series or videos, you are going to be able to write instructions for an experiment. And the aim for today is to learn the parts of an experiment. You are going to identify these parts in a text, and also the use of imperatives. And here you have the activities that we are going to do today. You can stop the video and you can continue. It's important to say that if you need more time to do the activities, you can stop the video and then you can continue doing the activities and checking if you are correct or incorrect in each one of the activities. So let's imagine. It's time to imagination. We want to be YouTubers and we want to share with people our videos, but we don't know what kind of videos we want to upload to the platform. For that reason, we discuss with our teacher, with our classmates, with our friends, and then we made an agreement. And we decide that we are going to talk about experiments in our videos. For that reason, we want to learn more about experiments and how can we record a video about experiments. In this case, we want to know some information about imperatives and what are the parts of an experiment. So, first of all, we want to know what's an experiment. We are talking about experiments, but we don't know what's an experiment. And an experiment is an act or operation for the purpose of discovering something unknown or of testing a principle, supposition, and so on. So if you want to discover if something is true or false, you make an experiment. And if you want to discover the reaction of something, you make an experiment. So the first activity is the next one. Look at these words to guess their meaning. Here you have three words: pour, stretch, and lift up. So try to guess if these words are adjectives. No, okay. Are these words nouns? No, that's correct. These words are not nouns. So are these words verbs? Yes, correct. These words are verbs. And we're going to use these verbs in our experiment today. For that reason, we have to learn the meaning of each word. So try to guess and match the word with the correct image. And then let's going to check it. Stretch. You stretch the mouth of a balloon. This is a stretch. Pour. You pour water, you pour oil into a glass. And this is pour. Lift up. You lift up a balloon into a bottle. Okay, so check if you are correct, and if you are incorrect, don't worry, you can correct it. And then we have 5 words. These words are the material needed in our experiment. So do the same. Match the correct word with the correct image, and then we're going to check it. I'm going to help you with the one, okay? Funnel. A funnel is something that helps you to add water or something into a bottle. As you can see, the bottle is very tiny, so you need something to make easier that work, and for that reason you use the funnel. In this case, our funnel is yellow. Okay, let's going to check, then match it, and we're going to check it. This is on a scramble, okay? So let's check if you're correct or incorrect. And Here we have our experiment, the magical balloon. Here we have material, instructions, and a bit of explanation. So very quickly, read the experiment and pay attention to the material and also to the verbs that are used in the instructions. Okay? If you need more time, you can stop the video and then we can continue. Okay. Now, what could you see in the experiment? Tell me, guys, what could you see in the experiment? Okay, you saw some materials, it's correct. Okay, explanation and instructions, very good, guys. Could you identify the parts of the experiment? Okay, material and instructions. We're going to learn the 4 parts of an experiment. Here we have the text and we have some circles. We have some red circles in each one of the parts. The first part, the magical balloon, is called the name of the experiment. Then we have material, obviously are the materials needed for an experiment. The third one, procedure or instruction. In each one of the experiments, it doesn't matter if it's it or another, we need a procedure, and in the instructions we're going to know the sequence of the procedure, and then we're going to develop an experiment, and we have an explanation or result. At the end of an experiment, we need to know what happened and why that happens. For that reason, we need an explanation or result. So now look at the verbs of the experiment. Here we have 5 instructions and we have 5 verbs. Look at the verbs. Those verbs are called imperatives. We can use imperatives to talk about, to give orders, to give instructions, give warnings, on signs, make an invitation, and give advice. Today we're going to use imperatives to give instructions. Here you have an example. Take one pill every 12 hours. Open your books on page 33. So, we're going to learn about imperative verbs to give instructions. Instructions are really, really important in an experiment. Now it's your turn. I told you a little bit of explanation about imperatives. And now it's your turn. The best way to learn a new language is practicing. So you are going to practice with imperatives and also with parts of the experiment. Match the correct part of the experiment. Here you have the 4 parts of the experiment. In the left side you have the parts, but we don't have the name. And on your right side you have the parts. So match the parts with the correct one. Here we have the answers. Check if you are correct or incorrect. Okay, guys, are you ready? We can continue. Very good. Now, this is another exercise that helps you to understand better the uses of imperatives. Write the correct verb in the experiment. Okay? So, read the instructions and then you are going to know what is the correct verb. So I'll give you enough time to do this activity. You can pause the video. Okay, guys, it's time to check if you're correct or incorrect, and then you can correct it, okay? I'm going to read each one of the instructions with the correct verb. 1. First, pour some vinegar into the bottle. 2. Next, use the funnel to put some baking soda into the balloon. 3. Stretch the mouth of the balloon over the mouth of the bottle. 4. Then lift up the balloon so that the baking soda falls into the bottle. And 5. Finally, watch the balloon magically expand. Okay, very good, guys. And now it's time to remember the words that we learned today. We learned also the use of imperatives and parts of an experiment, and we learned 3 new words. In this case, 3 new words. Here you have the first slide that we saw today. But you are not going to guess in this time. You are going to check if you learned these verbs. Okay? So let's match the word with the correct image to check if you learned this word today or if you need to check one more time this part. Okay, were you correct? Okay, very good, guys. And this is all for today. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching. And then you can watch in the next video to know more about sequencers and also to know more, to practice a bit more with imperatives. So have a nice day. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.